I thought I would treat my wife to a little present. I actually think I'm burning already. Put my hat on because you're creating a box. One thing to always remember when you are doing a wheel alignment, the way it just feels, it's so responsive. Good morning guys, I hope you're all well. Just waiting on parts for the GT86 at the moment, so we'll get the old inner tie rod off quickly just while we are waiting for that. I hope you guys all aren't going too crazy, being bored inside and stuck in on this lockdown. I know I certainly am going a bit crazy being on my own. I thought I would treat my wife to a little present. Maybe a bit romantic, you know, but I thought I'd give her a little treat, keep her busy over the weekend, you know, bank holiday weekend coming up, so, you know, something's going to excite her and everything. So let me just quickly show you what I got her. And this lovely Hoover attachment. I mean, she is going to be super psyched with that. Look at that. She's going to get in all the little corners and everything. That's going to keep her busy for, I mean, all weekend, but weeks. So I hope she is super excited to see it. I can't wait to see her look on her face. She is, oh, going to be ecstatic, I tell you. Well, I'll go and put that in the car for her, so then she doesn't get to miss out, and we'll get on with the Toyota. There you can see that is the item in question. She's got a little bit kinked. It's the other side, just as a comparison. Gonna take that off, get it replaced, and then hopefully well, a new one turns up in the meantime, and then we'll get all the wheel alignment done and back on the road. The outer track rod removed, and I've just popped the boot off there. Just so you can see the actual inner joint there, so that's the bit we've got to undo. That will release it from the rack, and then hopefully be able to get this nut off, even though it's a bit bent there. Unfortunately the pin inside there, you can see it, snapped inside. Okay, there you go, so if I just crack this off with a spanner, once you've got that initial cracked it off, it just turns nice and easy, so it just pulls the weight off. Let's try and get that nut off, and reuse that on the new one. Okay, so there's the new track rod. As you can see, the kinking is actually quite bad. Major improvements once this is all refitted up. So I'm going to get on with that now and then get it back on the car. Right, so there you have it. That's the new one in there with a new clip on the gator. Grease up the threads. It's something some people don't do, but seize up later down the line and you can just struggle with being able to do alignment and stuff in it. So, you know, they're adjustable rods, so like, keep them adjustable. Same like inside there, I've just kind of put some grease in there as well. So once it's all fitted up, keep it all adjustable for its lifespan. Put that back on and then get it set up for wheel alignment. The actual track rod end is held on by what's called a castle nut. Basically, you've got these little tabs and that allows you to basically put a split pin through, which is like a little pin which locks it in. And yeah, you basically just kind of push it through and fold over like that. Chilling in the sun while I'm on my lunch break, making the most of it. Although, I don't know, my poor little ginger skin, I don't even take much more of it. I actually think I'm burning already. Put my hat on because the old receding hairline there is making the old skin on top a bit sensitive, so trying to keep myself protected a little bit, but yeah, got a beautiful view. Rally car. $23 That is literally Scouse melting fucking temperature. Like a twat, I've worn fucking trousers, ain't I? Without any exaggeration, I actually think my nuts are cooking in this weather. I mean, I've only been out here 20 minutes, but I'm sure when I get home later and I check my nuts, I think they're actually going to be a bit firmer, like they are boiling, you know? Absolutely horrendous. I had a bit of a, I don't know what's going on, technical malfunction with Monky's camera. Okay, well, yeah, I mean, that's working. Don't know, I had to take the cover off and it seems to work. Put the cover back on and she don't want to work, so I don't know. Technology just generally doesn't like me, I think. I don't think anyone likes me on ginger, it's just how it is, I guess. So a little something I forgot to show you guys before when I was showing you it looks all posh now, we've got a sink and everything. Well, I feel posh anyway. Still rolling ghetto, we haven't got a drain waste system yet, so we are using my Maguire's bucket. Been put to good use. So there we have it, new wheels on, looking good. Wheels do poke out a little bit, to be honest, that's pretty much not really running a lot of camber. This can have probably some aftermarket arms on here to kind of help correct that a little bit. Adam does actually use this for drifting, so this is inevitably going to have some kind of adjustable arms put in at some point anyway. That wheel is poking out a little bit, and then this side, where the camber's sitting, it's not really poking out so much. So what we're hoping is be able to dial the camber in on that side on the factory adjustable bolts, just to be able to bring that in a little bit just so it doesn't poke out so much. But yeah, I mean the front's, to be honest, not too bad. Luckily it's not sitting too low, so I don't think arch clearance is going to be too much of a problem. Yeah, I'd say if it's going to go any lower, which maybe in the future it will, on coilovers or something, then yeah, there's going to have to be some adjustment there just to bring that wheel in a little bit. But like I said, to be honest, for a drift car that's no camber at all, so that's going to need some cambering in anyway. So right, now we're at the stage of doing the wheel alignment, so I'm going to get all the stands out, get the alignment gauges put on it, and then yeah, get it all set up and hopefully get it going straight. Right, so that bit there was just basically putting the steering wheel clamp on just to make sure the steering wheel gets held in a straight position, and put a brake pedal depressor on basically just to keep all the brakes locked in, just so the car doesn't roll about when we go on the stands. Last thing we want really. So now I'm going to pull the strings on, get the stands under, and hopefully we can align it. So that bit's all set up now. Basically what we're doing with the strings is you're creating a box, you know, a perfect square around the car. So you've got somewhere to take a reference point from. So then you measure the wheel from the front and the back of the wheel, and then you see the distances there, and that's what actually gives you your alignment, you know, it kind of tells you whether it's straight. So obviously if you've got each side of the wheel, you've got the same measurement, means the wheel's straight because you've already created this square box. That's basically the logic behind it all. So now that's all set up. It does take a bit of time doing your own. It's a lot easier when you do it with someone else. So yeah, took a bit of time, but yeah, it's all square, it's all good. Everything's like millimetre or half millimetre perfect. So yeah, now we're going to go to do the actual alignment side of things. Okay, so with alignment, you always do the camber first. So we've got a spirit level camber gauge here. So we always do the camber first because when you move the camber, it has a massive adverse effect on the toe. When you move the toe, it doesn't really move the camber quite in the same way. So you always do your camber first, then you do your toe. So measure the camber on the back, and as expected, the driver's side rear is actually running 2 degrees negative camber, whereas the passenger side is only running just over half a degree negative camber. As we can see, the wheel is pointing out further. So what we're going to try and do is just bring that other side in just a little bit more, just to kind of bring it in, tuck it in under the arch. I would say 2 degrees is probably not perfect for what you want. For something like this, I'd probably run around about 1 degree of negative camber each side. But we're a bit confined really with what we've got. We're going to try and keep the wheel inside the arches as well and keep it safe and legal. So we're just going to have to run it at 2 degrees each side. Hopefully the original adjustment on camber can give us enough to be able to bring that in, and we can still square the toe up. Most importantly, to have the toe square, so that's how the car drives straight. If your camber is slightly off by say half a degree each side, you're not going to notice it really, turning corners too much until you start doing some really serious cornering. With the toe, if it's out, whether it's front or back, it's always going to be noticeable. Anytime you're on a straight road, you're going to notice the steering wheel's going to be off or the car's starting to push either way. Anyway, we're going to get that all done now for you. Okay, so this car doesn't actually have any camber adjustment on it from factory, but I have gone around and measured it for customer, just so I can let him know what it actually is, just so then he knows, if he wants to put adjustable suspension arms on it, just to kind of correct some of that, then he has the option, he has the knowledge now to know to do so. And just as we thought on the rear, the camber on the passenger side rear is only negative half a degree, whereas the driver's side rear is negative 2 degrees. So there's a bit of difference there, but there's no adjustment there. So the way that's probably out, it could be a number of things. Could be just worn bushes, could be even just a slight little bend in the subframe if he's had like some kind of impact from a bad pothole or anything like that at some point. I'm sure these cars probably aren't even made 100% perfect. They probably have quite a bit of a vague tolerance on what they could be, so it could even just be like how it was from the factory really. But anyways, at least I can report back the front camber is actually negative half degree each side, so in terms of being nice and even, it's great, but ideally you'd want a bit more camber than that. So that could be corrected by putting some coilovers on with some camber adjustable top mounts, just to bring that in a little bit, and that would probably improve the way the car feels when he's trying to drive it fast or drifting it. So something worth thinking about getting, just to improve the driving of it really. So anyway, I'm going to go around and correct all the toe, make that all square and straight. At least it gives it, you know, the best possible feel of driving for now until it gets any further upgrades. With the driver's rear side, yeah, the alignment actually, like each side of the wheel, the measurements are actually reading 24mm and 28mm, so there's obviously quite a big difference there. That's 4mm doesn't sound a lot, but the difference between front to back of the wheel is quite a lot. I corrected that out, and now it's completely straight and parallel. Doesn't seem to be any signs of any impact under there, but you know, sometimes it's only could be a case of the bushes are worn or something small. It's, you know, just giving it ever so slight tweak, and the subframe or anything like that, one of the arms, that might not be necessarily that noticeable, but that's the difference. You know, to change how the alignment is. But it's all squared off now, so now we can just get on to the fronts. Right, okay, so that's all done now. Everything's measured up nicely actually. Passenger side is actually pretty much spot on, just half a mil fraction off. One thing to always remember when you are doing a wheel alignment, after you've tightened everything up on, you know, each particular side, go around and check it again, because sometimes when you can get it set all perfectly square and then you tighten it up and all seems fine, but you need to check it again afterwards, because otherwise you can move it ever so slightly whilst tightening up, and sometimes, you know, that's all the difference, especially some of these highly tuned cars. You know, you want it to be spot on. If it's an everyday road car, you can almost get away with probably some of that, but generally it's always best to double check, just make sure it's spot on. So that's it, that's all done, so I'm going to take it all off now and then be able to take it for test drive. That is the Toyota all done, back from test drive, and all spot on. Very, very happy. Sometimes I forget how awesome these cars actually drove from standard. The suspension arms just so good. I mean, really, you know, it's all got stock suspension arms. It's just got a set of semi-slick tyres on it, and it drives fantastic. The way it just feels, it's so responsive. You know, it's amazing. So sometimes I kind of, you know, feel a bit bad for what I've done to my one, you know, but just by lowering it, and makes it look cool. I mean, I'm going to get points when I park up at Mackie D's and stuff, but I don't know if that's really going to win any awards, to be honest. All the same, what a great car, drives absolutely spot on. So that is it for today's episode. Thank you guys all for watching again. You know, please, if you do like the video, give it a like and a share, and if you put any comments in the comment section, I will reply to you as much as I can. And you know, I really like to see what you guys think of what we've got going on here and what's happening. Anyway, hope you guys all enjoyed the video, and I'll speak to you all soon. Peace.